Hi everyone, and welcome to our lesson, Digital Storytelling for Empowerment. I'm Skye, and I'm really happy you're here. To kick things off, I just want to share a quick story from when I lived in Taiwan and was teaching English as well as helping the Education Bureau build English curriculum for their bilingual initiative for 2030. So at the time, I didn't really speak much Chinese, and most of my students definitely did not speak any English either. It was easy to feel like we were living in separate worlds, especially during our unit on family, when I found that I was really missing mine quite a lot, actually. One day, one of my students, a quiet boy, came up to me, and he had brought a photograph of his family, and he couldn't say much, but he pointed to each person, his mother, his father, his sister, and himself, and then pointed to me and smiled. I realized he was trying to tell me something that he understood. He wanted me to know that he was really trying, not just to practice English, but to relate person to person. That moment really stuck with me. It reminded me that storytelling doesn't need perfect words, it just needs honesty, effort, and heart. I think that's the spirit of this lesson overall. You're going to be choosing a meaningful moment in your own life and tell it in whatever way that feels right to you, whether that be through like a video, an audio, images, or just like narration. It doesn't need to be polished or perfect, it just needs to be yours. And don't worry, you'll have plenty of support along the way. So let's take a deep breath, dive in, and when you're ready, let's start telling your story. I can't wait to hear it. So let's begin with a sample digital story that I created. As you watch, think about how the visuals and the narration work together to tell a story. Here's mine, Finding My Voice in Taiwan. I didn't expect to feel invisible, but that's exactly how I felt when I moved to Taiwan to teach English. I couldn't speak the language, I couldn't speak Chinese, and I definitely stood out everywhere I went. And even though I was there to teach and help build this curriculum that was so exciting, I didn't feel like I had a voice. One afternoon, one of my students quietly handed me a wrinkled piece of paper. It was actually a photograph of his family, his mother, dad, himself, and his younger sister. Next to each figure, he had carefully written their names in English, my mom, my dad, me, my sister. And he looked up and said, "I practiced for you."
She's my sister. He's mine. He's my father. She's mine. She's my mother. Me.
In that moment, I realized connection doesn't need perfect grammar. Stories don't need words. They just need heart. That student gave me my voice back. Not just as a teacher, but as a person with a story worth sharing. Storytelling isn't just about speaking. It's about listening and sharing and finding meaning together. Thank you for listening. I hope this inspired you to tell your own story because your voice deserves to be heard too. Thank you.